Living example of you can get punched in the face and get back up, because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior. I'm spitting it heavy, the mission is steady. Your bitch is a jelly, I'm ditching the petty. You're digging for pennies, I'm itching already. I open my heart when I listen to Shetty. I'm bold like a boss, but I'm little like Debbie. I know what the boss, I got richer than Getty. I'm holding the guap and I'm whipping the Yeti. Yeah, Kari can play with advanced moves. I'm fucking my girl and her man too. I'm taking the ball like the Rand do. My soul is the one that I can't lose. I soak up the sun like a sand dune. I'm holding up love with the bamboo. I'm rolling the blunt by the candle. Taking the game, running it back without taking a drink. Yeah, I'm the one and I'm making a wave. Rolling the blunt and I'm blazing a J. I'm escaping the brain, go straight for the cake. I'ma take to the bank, not taking a break. I'm made for the race, I pray for the day. I wake with a bake in a great estate. Are you living in a box? I'm bigger than a box. I'm spitting to supply my bread. My vision on the top is living like a boss when I kick it in a nice white jet. I'm quicker with the bars, I'm wishing with a one. Yeah, I'm dipping to the bar, I guess. I'm switching like LeBron when I spit it in a song. My mission is to try my best. Taking a stab, but I came with a bat. I be chasing to grab my goals. If you hate in the back and you ain't with the facts, don't be faking and act like bros. Welcome back to MMA Underground, your favorite part of Tuesday. I'm one half the dynamic duo known as Buddy V, killing with the one and only
Sam K. And man, we got a phenomenal guest in the building. All the way from StreetBeefs West Coast, we have the new up-and-comer, El Vampiro. How we doing?
Hey, pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You've been killing it, man, out here, man. Just stepped on the scene, and I would say you've made some waves so far, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I did. I saw a comment once. It said, "You're only new once to StreetBeefs," so had to put on a show in the first fight.
Yeah,
that you did. I mean, shoot, because your first fight was versus Hama, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, how'd that feel? Because not many people ever even get that in their fights, to have like a full-on mouth guard knockout swing that actually got connected. I saw replayed it, slow-moed it, and you could just see, ooh, like how did that feel?
I was mostly surprised that he survived a lot of heavy punches. So when that one landed, I didn't know it landed clean. It landed right on the chin, so gotta give it to him for like not quitting. That's what makes a good fighter, someone who just keeps going. So.
Oh yeah.
absolutely, man. Both of you guys were newcomers at the time, and something you don't see often is two newcomers getting in the ring and really bringing it. You know, a lot of times the shyness or the nerves gets to people, and maybe you see the aggressor in one, but you don't see it in both guys. You know, talk to us a little bit about your style, because you came in with a little bit of a different style than what we're used to seeing.
Yeah, well, I don't normally fight in a particular stance, although I do prefer southpaw. I just fight whichever I'm comfortable at the moment. I train a lot of like Soviet style, like Russian, European style. So try use that to my advantage because I'm taller than most of these guys. So that's what I try to practice most.
Hell yeah. And I was gonna ask, I'm curious, where, because I know West Coast, fighters come from all over. Are you out of like California, Arizona, Nevada?
No, I live here in Vegas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious because there is a band that's a West Coast band, and I love music. And before I ask you what kind of music you train to, with you being El Vampiro and whatnot, have you heard of the Deceits?
Yes, I have. They're from LA, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been into it for a little bit, so I was hoping when I saw Vampiro, I watched your fight star stuff. I was like, oh, I really gotta ask him if he likes them. All right, so now I can officially ask, what kind of music do you train to? Because we all have a huge variety. So,
it all depends on the mood, but I like something not too crazy or I'm nauseous. I like to be relaxed, so I listen to like the Seats, a lot of like dark wave and like 80s music, so it just keeps me relaxed and like in my head. If I listen to something more heavy like metal, that's when I'm like really pumped and I want to listen to something heavier. But mostly it's something more relaxed on the slower side.
Like that. Stay controlled.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, man. So I gotta ask, because of course people just want to know, how did we come up with El Vampiro? Not only the name, but there's a character behind the name. So how did that come about?
Well, that's just my everyday life. You know, I sleep during the day. I'm out during the night. Listen to a lot of dark stuff, so just fits all together. You know.
Oh, absolutely. And that's I don't know. I feel like it's different because sometimes people are like, oh, I like this, I like that. But yeah, when you really embrace the lifestyle, yeah.
Yeah.
I like some punk rock and some metal and some dark wave. So
Exactly. Yeah, it's just all
now
part of my. Oh, that's just comes to me naturally. So, um, yeah, it's just something that came naturally.
absolutely. And do you feel like having that, El Vampiro being in Spanish. So I take it, your ancestors come from Southern America and whatnot. And,
Mm.
do you ever think about kind of like that relationship like the Aztecs with the warriors had with, death and life and celebrating the fact that we get to live and we can fight and feel pain and bleed and all that? Do you ever bring your ancestors into it or?
Well, the thing is, I don't know too much about my ancestors, but I do know, I'm definitely going way back. So, yeah, a lot of my relatives they boxed, so I kind of like brought that in with me. It came, like I said, it comes naturally. So we like to scrap. So yeah, we like
No
fighting.
doubt.
Hey, well, you're at the right place, bro. Street Beefs West Coast is definitely where you want to be. And speaking of which, I like to know, man, how did you come about finding Street Beefs West Coast?
Oh man, I knew about him for quite some time. I knew about the original one in what is it? I think it's Tennessee, I believe,
Virginia.
or Virginia. Yeah, Virginia. Um, yeah, I've been watching them for a couple years, like here and there, and then ever since I started boxing, I've been wanting to fight. So I didn't know how to go around with amateur fighting, so I just thought I'd try something out like this, where a lot of people would just come in and settle beef or just fight for fun. And I looked up on Facebook on the Facebook page and found out they had a West Coast one, and that's how I signed up for it. So it was pretty cool. I didn't know at all, so it's good to find it and have some fights in here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's nice because the community having everyone there that's there for the common good. We all love to fight. We all like to, be better, whether it's, people trying to be a full professional career, people letting out anger, or the fact, it takes a special kind of person to really step in that cage and the love and respect that and the community that it has, people from every single background. I mean, it's amazing. And a lot of people even, we talked about like Samke and I brought up on the show, how some big promotions have tried bashing street beefs, this and that, but it produces fighters of a high caliber where people are like, holy crap, they're going to amateurs going through half the amateurs and fighting good. I just gave a shout out the other last week to Man in the Mirror, Scarface's son, who technically didn't have an amateur fight, but fought strictly for street beefs and whooped so much ass, went straight to pro. So I really think that street beefs is a perfect platform.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's the OG yard in Virginia. You fight for West Coast. Could we see you at the Scrapyard? Possibly Dirty South.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely down for it.
It's like a video game.
Have you
And,
seen any of the fighters outside of our branch that have caught your eye?
I have, but I just didn't. I don't remember, exactly. But there's a few that actually, that that you can tell they train. If they train with some good people. So,
Right.
and like you said, it's a good platform. I like the motive too. You put the guns down, gloves up. I think it's for good sake. It's not just fighting just because it has a message and meaning. And like you said, we surround ourselves with like good people. So
Yeah,
community is awesome, and yeah, definitely want to go to the OG yard one of these days.
for sure.
And you say that you're talking about possibly going into amateurs in the future after you get a few more street beef fights, or you might keep it at street beefs, or you think you might even try to go pro?
I'm keeping it at StreetBeefs for now.
Yeah.
Still thinking about going pro. I just want to get as much experience as I can right now. That's why I've been trying to fight pretty much every event.
And you have 3 fights?
Yeah.
Okay, what were you
Going
gonna say?
on
Okay,
4 because he was selected this month to fight. And with that, that leads me to a good question. You started off. You had 2 phenomenal first fights, 2 dubs, and then we had a huge fight, major fight with El Coyote at the last event.
yeah.
You put up a hell of a fight, but didn't come out with the dub on that one. And a lot of people, they take the L and you never see them again. You never hear from them again. Tell us why are you deciding to come back and fight again the very next month? Because that takes a special individual.
Well, man, I think part of it's all the stuff I've been through in life. My dad taught me to be strong. I mean, he was very hard on me and would shatter my dreams right in front of me. So he taught me to bounce right back. If you take a loss, you know it's gonna happen. It's fighting. Literally anything can happen. You could lose against someone who you thought you were gonna win with no problem. That's the fighting game. It's part of it. You need to learn how to lose. It's gonna happen, but it's how you see it. Is it a loss or do you see it as a lesson? That's how I see it. I asked for that fight because I wanted a challenge. I didn't just want to fight newcomers all the time. I want to fight somebody experienced because that's gonna give me experience. So yeah, just keep going out there. That's the biggest thing. Is just never give up. So yeah, I think that differs. A good fighter versus a great fighter is who's or how are they going to take the loss is the big question.
Yep. That damn. See, I know a few weeks back. I know I chose you as a fighter to watch for a reason. Cause
Mm.
damn, I like that. You want to be a good fighter against a great fighter. Very few will take that. And learning is a huge part of experience. And I know sometimes having that loss, we get pushed to the edge, and then some. Really, that's when the dog comes out. We see it so many times. And your dog came out. One of the fights I really liked was that fight versus Hazardous. I mean, that was your second fight, right?
Yeah.
I was I feel like that was a real pretty close fight. You guys had some good back and forth. I liked his uppercuts too. You started throwing a lot more too. Dang. I was gonna ask, how'd you feel about that fight? You felt like it was a pretty good matchup right there for you?
Oh yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about. It's like, man, these guys know how to match people up. Especially my last fights. They matched me up with somebody who had a good eye. Whoever did the matchups has a good eye.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it was close against Hazardous. You can tell, but just by looking at it that we both trained. So it was kind of hard to hit him at first. He had a lot of good head movement. So the first round, I was like, man, I got to be a lot faster and time it. And eventually, in the second round, I started getting my timing better and my range. But he was good. It was very close. It was not easy. So got to give it to him. I trained with him the other day too. So we became pretty cool.
That's what this is about, man. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, bringing smoke asked earlier how old you were. I know I forgot to ask that.
Many years, centuries here. No, I'm 24. I'm 24.
Okay. Oh shit. I like that. I don't know why I thought you were younger. Damn, you got some good genes. Okay. Well,
that's
hey, at
that's
least you'll be 50 looking 30.
that's a prime age right there, man. Prime age. Still plenty to learn, but still, right where you want to be.
Yeah, I think it's a good time for me to start fighting because I started training when I was like 18, 20, and then I took a break. Started getting back to it this year, so I feel like I'm more mature and like I feel like I can learn a lot faster now. So
Getting into training, does that mean that did you ever get in street fights growing up, or were you a little knucklehead, or not
no,
really?
I'm very big in like isolating situations. I don't really like street fights because there's so many things can go wrong. You just shouldn't be messing with anything on the streets. But yeah, it's happened before where I had to stand up for myself, obviously defend myself. But the last like street fight I had was probably in high school, well, quite a few years ago.
Damn.
Good head on your shoulders, bro. I
Yeah.
wanted to. I just lost the question.
Dang. Well,
uh,
I was gonna
go
say
ahead,
it's
bro.
pretty crazy to have that level of discipline because I know when I was younger, there was just this point where like once I got mad, you just no one could talk to me, no one could anything. And now I look back, I'm like, man, I want to slap my younger self. Oh,
That's
um,
what I wanted to ask real quick. I noticed on the signups that you had put outside of boxing, you also put several other styles. So let's talk about that, man. Are you into multiple things outside of boxing, and what are they?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like boxing. Um, I like MMA a lot better. I'll definitely do Muay Thai or kickboxing. I think that's like what I really want to do.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't see myself doing boxing as a pro really. I have my reasons for that. We'll get into them probably another time. But I feel like MMA and kickboxing is just where it's at. It's more brutal, and I feel like it's just more entertaining to watch.
oh yeah, some of those head kicks, whoo, they are brutal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And fights, different styles can be crazy, and those street fights, like you said, you don't really have any rules or anything else. But do you feel that everyone should get in at least one fight in their life to kind of know, what they're made of, or that they're not made of glass?
Oh yeah,
Mm.
for sure. Like I said, in the streets, you never know what's gonna happen, and you never know what time it's gonna happen. So you gotta be ready. I feel like everybody's gotta have at least one fight because you need to know your limits and where you're good at and where you're not. So I feel like that's very important. Like at least everybody's gonna have one fight.
And it's
Yeah,
crazy.
hell yeah.
Like the majority of people have never been punched in the face. You could tell by the reaction when they first get hit. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
say that one more time.
it's like a wake up call when you get hit. It's like it wakes you up for sure.
Forget the cup of coffee.
Yeah.
For sure. I was gonna ask, man, with your with you liking other styles outside of boxing, what are some of your influences as far as fighters?
Definitely Beevil, Dimitri Beevil's who I've been studying a lot, been watching a lot. Um, the main, I would say, influence would be Lyoto Machida, John Jones, and
Yeah.
Conor McGregor. I feel like those three got me into fighting because just I think they're just so entertaining to watch. They never had boring fights, so those people definitely got me into fighting.
Damn, they are good. And I know one of my favorite things about Lyoto Machida was I remember I was watching all his fights, I was going through stuff, and I watched Never Back Down 2, and I was like, oh my god, Michael
Yeah,
J. White's training with them. Yeah, that was a fun one. And I was gonna ask, do you have any like favorite fight movies, fight TV shows? I know Sanke watches a boxing one, I can't remember the name.
Uh, I can't think of it either right now.
Epo or something like that, or I don't know.
Epo's a good one.
I haven't
What
seen
about you,
that.
Vampiro? Oh,
Hmm.
Any
That
movies or
would probably be Southpaw. That's
ooh,
really good.
that's a good one.
oh.
Obviously, it's like the Rockies, like pretty much the first four were my favorites. So um, I like a lot of Van Damme movies. Yeah, Street Fighter is amazing.
I just watched that the other day.
Forgot the other one that was called. There's
uh,
another not the name, but I watched it recently. It was pretty good too.
Kickboxer.
Probably, yeah, kickboxing. Yep.
Kickboxing.
Yeah. They're kind of cheesy Van Damme movies, but they're timeless pieces. You can watch them every time they're on. You just can't look away. So
Yeah.
yeah.
At least they had good fight scenes, Nowadays it's just whoever's got the biggest explosion. Back then they'd be like good bam, bam. They get like a good 2-minute fight rehearse scene. I'm like, all right, keep going. Like, no, get up.
Yeah,
Don't let that happen.
yeah.
Damn. All right. Sorry. No. And so we have favorite fighters. We have some favorite movies. But you've talked about, being able to challenge yourself in Street Beefs and having other fighters. Do you watch Street Beefs? Or are you a fan of any other Street Beefs fighters, whether it be from other yards or even the West Coast? Or
Yeah, actually, well, mostly I've been watching the West Coast, and I'm actually fighting the two fighters I've been watching. El Coyote. El Coyote is good, man. I've been watching him. I like this style. That's why I knew it was going to be a good fight. And also the Protestant, who I'm fighting next in like a couple weeks. I like his style. We have very similar styles, actually. So it's going to be a chess match for sure.
that's gonna be a fun one to watch. Okay, I'm a fan of
Yeah.
the Protestant. And so you say you train in the gym. I mean, do you prefer to try to get more sparring in? You are try to make sure that your cardio is up because you don't look like you get very tired. I mean, is your cardio up there pretty good, or how do you train?
I wouldn't say it's the best cardio, but it's um, I just try to stay relaxed. That's the biggest thing. I just try not to waste all my energy in the first round. I just try to like dictate it because again, I don't know how tough the guy is. If I'm ever gonna knock him out or knock him down. Like the first fight, I learned that actually because I threw everything at him and gassed myself out, and he never went down. So
Mm.
always preparing for that. But I've been doing a lot more sparring recently because that's what I've been missing. Is I needed way more sparring, so I've been doing a lot of that.
Sparring is very key. Very key.
Yep.
I was gonna ask how you like to mix up your sparring. 'Cause I know some people they do mostly hard sparring. Some people do only that easy sparring, and some people like to switch it up. I like to switch it up. I'm more towards the medium sparring because I look at it more cardio. But what are your thoughts on
Um,
that?
I mostly do it for. Uh, I mostly do light sparring. I don't do hard sparring unless like once a month or so, just because the risk of injury and just putting yourself out. It's just not worth it. But it's good to have it. Like whenever you have like a big camp. Let's say like I'm fighting every month, so I'm not having hard sparring. I'm just doing light sparring. And I think it's more important to do light sparring because you get to see things, and if you slow it down, first you need to get the experience of getting punched. Seeing punches coming at you slow, and then you slowly start picking it up. So that's how I do it. I do it slow, and as many rounds as we can go, probably like 12, maybe 15 rounds, just very slow, and then slowly pick it up.
Nice, nice. You mentioned a couple of times you're fighting every month, and you have since you joined. What's the idea behind that? Because not everybody can do that.
Experience, dude. I just want to get as much fights and experience as I can in there. I think that's like the best way to improve this. It's just time. I read a book called The Compound Effect, and it says if you do something 5 minutes a day, within I think it's like 100,000 hours, you'll be a elite at it, or you'll be a master at it. So that's how I see it. I need to fight as much as I can so I can be as good as I can. So
I like that.
yeah.
So, damn. And earlier you said that you had some fellas that were boxers or whatnot. Did you, when you were growing up, did you get to see some in the boxing gym and live in there a little bit, or did you get some one or two pointers outside, or?
No, I never stepped in foot in a boxing gym till I was like 6. Um, I, I
You said 6 or 16?
16.
16.
Yeah, I was actually uh, my dream was to be a professional soccer player at first, and now I like fighting a lot more. So that grabbed my attention, and yeah, once I stepped in the gym, I got to be around. I actually went to Roy Jones Jr.'s gym at the time because I had a buddy in high school who took me, and ever since. Like I got to see the pros fight, and that got me motivated to fight.
Do you feel like anything from soccer translates into your fighting?
Oh yeah, definitely. Although soccer has more teamwork and running, obviously, it's still a head game. It's like a chess game. So yeah, I use pretty much everything that I learned outside of the ring and put it in, because it fighting is like one of those sports where like you use everything, you know, especially in boxing. All you have is just two hands, and yeah, it takes a lot of thinking and reaction. So I feel like everything I learned from like soccer, like reacting and opening up space, translating to boxing, and it's helped. I definitely feel like it's helped.
Oh yeah. I like that question. Go C just asked too. They were asked if your adrenaline dump was a little bit stronger than you expected.
Sorry, repeat that again.
Was that an adrenaline dump after your fight, like stronger than you expected it would be,
Oh
or?
man, honestly, I don't even remember. I'll be real with you. I don't know. I feel like I after the fight, yeah, I think actually, yeah. Now that I remember, like after the fights, like you still have adrenaline dump. It gets heavy after. You start feeling everything when it wears out.
Oh yeah. Man, I think I was so excited after my first fight just for the fact that I got to get in the cage and not get in trouble or get arrested or anything. Got to actually fight. I went home and I was just like, I didn't even win my first fight. I was just sitting there like, yeah, I got the fight and I'm not in trouble.
I I think to me it's like the same, like before the fight and after. I think it's like the same level, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's like,
Damn,
after
okay.
the fight, I feel like I just want to go another round, you know. But yeah, it's cool. I
And
like
then,
it.
oh yeah, then there's some of those people that are just beasts of another level. They have 2, 3 fights at an event, and they're like, "All right, that was a good warm up. Who's ready to really go?" Like,
Yeah.
damn, all right, no, I'm good.
I wanted to ask, man, you had mentioned again, fighting at every event. So I would assume that you'll be coming to Arizona, for next month's, hot box event, correct?
Yeah.
So what is your thoughts on the hot box itself? That's a different arena that you haven't been at.
Oh, that's some like Van Damme movie shit right there. That's Street Fighter right there. It's just pallets surrounding you. Like I want to do that. That's what's up. I want to do that.
That's a good one, Ryan.
I
Would you
feel like
fight Hell on Wheels?
you know what I mean. Like it definitely adds to it.
Yeah,
Gets you.
it's the grittiest, location for sure.
Yeah.
We had a question, from one of, the commenters asking, would you ever fight Hell on Wheels? I don't know if you're familiar with Hell on Wheels from, the OG art.
I'm not familiar, but I'm down. Yeah.
He he's come over before at last year's, hot box event.
Okay.
He's the wheelchair, bound fighter, and, Hell on Wheels, and,
Oh,
basically he boxes people in a wheelchair, and,
wait,
he's a
wait. So
beast.
I would get in a wheelchair too.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Shit, I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Look him up, bro. Look him up. He fought,
I think last event was he at the last event?
last year's hot box event. He was
Okay.
there. Yeah. He fought, one of the branch leaders, Bushido Zed. He fought Bushido Zed.
Oh wow. All right.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's Hey, getting him fights too. That's so.
Yeah.
What was that
Yeah,
question?
they're saying, they caught me drinking out of my coffee pot. It's the end, I didn't feel like washing it, get a cup dirty, so I just, got a lot of stuff to do tonight.
Just
Yeah.
saying, save a
And
dish, you
right,
know?
and shameless plug, zwell-world.com, where you'll find the new song kit merch.
Hey,
Ooh, for the spring.
cardio is
And
key,
so
people. We say
cardio
it
is
every
key.
episode. every episode. Cardio is key. Y'all know y'all
Yeah,
want that. Go check that out.
yeah, Vampiro. That's Zuel. That's the brand that I made. Zuel, part of my last name, Valenzuela. And yeah, make some merchandise for all my own stuff. Draw it all, make it all. Chicano, brown and proud. Make some MMA merch. Obviously, some guys getting some. And fighter. If you see Zuel in other yards, yeah, some fighters all from all the yards have gone there. So heck yeah, gotten some.
That's awesome. I like the one you're wearing. It says bare knuckle, right, on it.
Yeah, I didn't make this one, but yeah, that one is definitely bam.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah.
And this is why, because it leads to my next fun question. This is like, wait, what is the conflict? Wow, dude.
Uh, hey, well,
Yeah.
we got to talk to Tiny Tank about that one. Apex, I agree. The Who Wants It, that's the next one that's coming out. But we got to holler at Tiny Tank on that one.
Yeah. So my question was the fun times, because we've asked it a few times, it's been a while. If you were to get a sponsor for fighting anything else, who would you want to be your sponsor? And I mean, it could be anything. It could be, Nike, Under Armour, Bang.
Who?
I'm drinking
Jägermeister.
a Celsius tonight. No Bang Celsius.
Celsius. Now fuck that Celsius. You need a Jägermeister.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing. These are whenever I do Bang or a Celsius, it's before training or the show, the podcast. So I can't be having no Jaeger before training.
Hey, no, Celsius is good, man. That they're actually really good. I like
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
But who would you want?
I Jägermeister.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a beast like that? Damn. Okay. What? You just get a bottle of Jaeger, you chase it with like what, a Red Bull or something? You just drink it straight. That's
No, straight.
what I'm talking about. Ooh.
I can see
I
it.
had a little too much of that, but it's fun. I drink it here and there. Hey.
I feel like you would need like your own logo, like to put on their logo, like
Oh yeah,
maybe
that
like
would
a vampire fang or something,
yeah.
That'd
And
be
that's
dope.
perfect because we talk about sponsorships, then we move to some delicious drinks. And yeah, I got my delicious coffee. Don't worry about it. But obviously is gonna bring that transition to because Sam can always post about killer ass food. When you comes to training, do you watch your weight? Do you watch what you eat? Do you have any special food that you try to eat to repair your muscles after a hard training session, or are you young enough to where you're kind of like
Clean
I'm
or dirty?
definitely figuring it out now. Before I used to get really strict. I went like keto. I went like on a keto diet for like 3 weeks. Lost a lot of weight, but it was just mostly water weight, and I didn't like it. I felt very lightheaded, especially when I
Mhm.
started training. I did not like it, so I went back to my regular diet, which is I fast. I eat once a day. I do like the
oh
20
shit.
hour fast, so I go 20 hours without eating, and then the last 4 I eat. Um, I just been doing that. I pretty much eat whatever I want. I obviously watch what I'm eating. Um, it's not like I just eat a bunch of sweets. But I do eat a lot of proteins and probably like just try and have like 1 or 2 carbs and that's it. So that's what I've been on recently is just fasting and just keeping low calories.
Somebody said you eat vegan human blood.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, yeah, it falls under the category. uh, so this leads to my question of being within Street Beefs West Coast. Where do you see yourself going? What is somewhat of like the end goal?
Definitely want to get a pro fight. Fight with Street Beefs and then see from there. Honestly, I'm just going with it. Um, I'm just gonna fight until somebody pays me to fight. That's how I'm looking at it.
And the pro fights are perfect. I mean, whether would you ever do some? Since I'm wearing the shirt, some bare knuckle, and I mean, you said you're not a fan of boxing, but with Masvidal's got the bare knuckle MMA?
Oh, dude. Somebody that brings me to a point. Somebody DM'd me the other day and they asked me if I would bare knuckle fight them in Arizona. And I never thought about it till then, but I would do it for the right price. Yeah, 'cause there's just so much risk, especially with if you don't have insurance or medical, like it's just so much risk in it. But for the right price, I will do it. Yeah.
Well said.
I feel like that's just probably the most badass thing you can do is have a bare knuckle fight.
You really can. I mean, the way it sounds. I mean, the injuries. Because with the glove, you get hit, and you might have more long term brain damage. Maybe. But yeah, with those initial hits, you get one good clip, and all of a sudden, you got an eyebrow gash this big, and they're like, "Oh, you can't continue anymore. Sorry, you lost." Like, what? You're fine, good to go. Like,
You see people's
yeah.
cheekbones dented in their face, so
Yeah.
that shit's scary. But like I said, for the right price, I will do it. Like that's probably one of the most. That's definitely on my bucket list. Like I'll do it for sure one day.
All right.
Okay. And you said sometimes earlier, you don't really hard spar because you can get some injuries. Bare knuckle, there's a lot of injuries. Have you ever had an injury
Yeah,
fighting or not fighting?
I've been dealing with it since my first fight. I got in a car crash and tweaked my elbow in it. So like um I want to say too much, but like if my arm gets deflected away, it like tweaks it and it like re-injures it, and yeah, so it like limits my jab, but it hasn't been too bad as recently, but it's been bothering me for quite some time. It's not 100% fully healed, but that's probably the only like major injury I've had so far.
Dang, fair enough.
Recovery is key.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why sometimes after when I get like hit hard training, it's the nastiest shit. But I always have like a mostly all green smoothie, and that way at least the bruising ain't so bad. But I
Okay.
actually I don't know if either of you have tried it, grinding or blending the watermelon rind. Man, that should get your blood flow up there just like beets, but it doesn't turn your pee any color. So it's like, all right, cool.
Didn't know
Does it
that.
have like kale in it or something?
Oh, that'd be killer too. No, so yeah, after like when you cut the skin off the watermelon, because like
Oh,
technically the sun absorbs all the nutrients. Yeah, I soak it in salt water for 15, pull it out, blend it, and I've tried drinking it. It's rough. I've been doing it for every so often, and it's very hard to get down. But
hmm.
yeah, I can run longer when I do it. Yeah, it's cool.
Actually never heard of that. That's actually pretty good to know.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I know what you're saying is true, but I know like watermelon is right now what they're doing and shit. Like I seen a video the other day. This dude threw his watermelon out because he said, "Oh man, it tastes like plastic." So he threw it out in his backyard. He took a video of it after a week, and it was still like it was still like it was still a watermelon. You know what I mean? Nothing had ate it. It hadn't decomposed fully. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, fuck, I gotta grow it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
Right,
man,
when
you
the
don't.
ants don't even want it. I'm nervous. Dang. I'll have to be like some of those Thai fighters where they go out and catch their own food. So like we haven't eaten in 2 days. Let's go catch a crocodile. Bam.
shit, country living, man. But hydration is key. You know what I mean? So, drinking your water, but also eating your hydration. You're getting your H3Os in. That's very essential, especially with us out here in the desert.
Yeah, it's too fucking dry out here.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like the conditions of the weather affect you?
Yeah, of course it does, man. It's too goddamn hot out here.
For sure,
I
for
can't do
sure.
shit during the day. Like I don't know. That's why I train at night, man. It's fucking nice at night.
Mhm.
I'll use a t-shirt and go out for a run or something.
Oh yeah. And do you feel like that training in that heat kind of gives you an advantage? Because obviously training in more harsh conditions and whatnot conditions the body in a very different way.
Oh yeah, definitely. The other day I went to a gym and it was during the day. It was like at 5 p.m. and it was hot and there was pretty much a sauna. And so yeah, I got tired real quick, like really fast. So it definitely helps. I feel like it's an advantage to us here. Like if you know how to use it right, then yeah, it will definitely make you better.
Facts.
That's why I was like the mountains. It's what they say is true. Well, sometimes I'll just travel up, train inside of a forest, and I'm like, holy crap, my cardio's on the next level. Then I go back down to the city and I'm running down the block, and cars are driving by me, and I'm like,
Yeah, it actually does help.
Yeah. We got the advantage of the heat and the altitude, so I try to mix both, you know.
And the fact that it's dry, it's harder to breathe in. You know, if you go somewhere else, like you take a deep breath and you'll feel way better. So I feel like it like expands your lungs. That's the thing, like expands your lungs more.
oh, yeah. And do you, I was gonna say, because we're talking about cardio stuff, do you smoke, any paraphernalia or anything like that? Are you clean with your lungs or?
I smoke here and there. It's good for recovery. You know, it's definitely got its medical advantages, but not every day. It's like once a month or so. Like whenever I really need it, or it helps with sleep too, man. You know, there's nights where you can't sleep. For example, like after a hard day at training, it's hard to sleep because all you're thinking about is like the fight, and so it helps to just relax your mind and also your body too, because you need to relax your body.
Facts. Facts. So
Mm.
with that, what are your thoughts on this upcoming match this month? You have a game opponent, much like yourself. Um, what's going on?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. I'll tell you that. Like, it's gonna be hard for sure. I'm not taking it, lightly. I know how he is. Um, yeah, I've been trying to like do a lot more sparring, like I told you, because that's what I've been missing on my last two fights is sparring. So I've been doing a lot more preparing myself for this fight. Um, yeah, I see this match like pretty much a championship fight because I mean, I just know how good he is. Like he's seen him for like his last two fights. I saw him on my debut too. So yeah, he's a good fighter. I'm a fan of his. So yeah, we're gonna put on a show for you guys for sure.
All right, I got two things to say. One, those elevation masks are dope as shit. Because they're talking about that in the comments. I have both the older version and the new version, and they both have their pluses and minuses. The older version, the only minus is I bought my mask too small, so when I wear it, I'm like,
Oh no.
I actually
yeah, I was like,
what is the best mask to get because I saw a video on it and it said that it doesn't really help. If anything, it just fucking gives you brain damage or something.
Yeah.
if you don't know how to use it right, but it really forces you to take those deeper breaths. Like when I time my footing with my breathing, then I could actually feel it to where I'm having to draw deeper regardless. It's like to where like if I don't wear the mask, I can run the first couple miles of my run just through my nose breathing. Because when I put that mask on, it's pretty much the same amount of airflow, like with however much you can control it. And so since I'm not always be able to go to the mountains, do whatever, if I'm running in the evening, if not as much traffic, I can put that on and go.
Okay, yeah, because I wanted to ask what's a really good one because I know there's a lot of pretty much like everything. There's always a cheap one and some work better than the others. So
See, I have the elevation one. Have you ever used one, Samke?
I've never, bro. Like I said, I be up in the mountains, so I'm kind of that
so
I'm already there.
you in California or in Vegas too?
I'm in Vegas, bro.
So you go up to Mount Charleston or to run?
I have. once. I went up there once. But I'm more so. I stay more so local. That's
Okay.
that's a little drive, but still effective.
So to that, the elevation mask, like how often do you use it though?
I use it at least like half the time because that way it's like when I could really feel the difference. Because then when I start running, I
Mm.
almost have to like slow myself down when I don't use it because I feel like I have extra oxygen than taken in and whatnot. And yeah, it really does elevate it more. So with the newer version, it's a little easier because then it's like a little nozzle where it active changes the airflow. So that way you can start up here, or like you start lower, and as you get more tired, slowly open it up. But then at the end,
Okay.
even though if it's opened all the way, you're still having that restriction. So it's kind of nice.
Okay. Oh
Ryan,
yeah.
you're talking about I think his last name Groggins, David Groggins. That dude's a beast.
Oh, David
He's like a
Goggins,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, he's like a super soldier, bro.
He's like, I
yeah.
broke my foot, duct taped it up, ran the rest of 50 miles. Like, fuck.
And most
That's
people you don't believe when they say some like exaggerated shit. I believe that man wholeheartedly. He did it.
Yeah.
uh, you had
yeah.
another question though, buddy?
Um,
I forgot that for a split second. Damn.
training
Sorry.
is the best.
Because what happens when you do marijuana affects the memory. Let's say.
So I got a final question. I feel like it'd be wrong for me to not ask this question. El Vampiro, who is your favorite vampire?
Oh shit, myself.
Damn it, I didn't expect that.
Yeah. No. Shit. I don't know. Favorite vampire. I think Nosferatu. Yeah, definitely.
Classic. Damn, all right.
Actually, guys, a
The heck?
question. Can I ask you guys some?
Yeah.
So, Samsuke, you've been refing. How long have you been refing, and would you recommend it? Like, because I mean, you get front row ticket to the fights. So, yeah, what? How long have you been doing? Would you recommend it?
I've been doing it for like 3 years. Uh, I would recommend it. I would say it's for a specific person. Not everybody can just jump in there and do that.
Mm.
It takes a specific eye, a specific. It takes someone with a sense of integrity, a good eye, high fight IQ. It just is a multitude of things, and I wouldn't just tell any person, go ahead and go after it. You know what I mean? If I've seen someone, and granted, I'm not a professional by no means. In fact, I'm looking at a professional ref for advice, currently. But it just takes similar to a fighting, right? It takes a certain person to get in there and fight. I wouldn't recommend every person take on a fight or compete. Train, yes. I think everyone should be training in some way, but not everyone should be competing. And in a similar fashion, not everyone should be out there reffing. We've seen a lot of bad calls. We've seen a lot of under the table type behavior. You know what I'm saying? And you got to have again that sense of integrity. Like if I know these guys are gonna at some point pull me in and say, "Hey, we need you to do this, this, and this," I'm not gonna put myself in that position, right? And there's no bribery or money involved in street beef, so the closest thing to that would be, uh, and to eliminate what I'm about to say, I just won't be involved in any fights where I have a stake in it. This is my friend. Okay, I can't ref this. This is my teammate. I can't do this. Um,
Oh,
I favor this guy. I won't do it. So
yeah. I feel like not everybody can do it for sure. That's gotta have a lot of good eyes and stuff.
but you can be developed too. You know what I mean? Like my very first time isn't what you see today. You know, I was a little rough around the edges, and you know, I developed over time, took a lot of criticism, took a lot of information in, and you know, and still learning and still trying to do better.
Yeah, this guy King said thick skin because the comments could be mean. Yeah, man, there's a lot of keyboard warriors. You know how the internet is, so I feel like fighters, refs, pretty much everybody out here gotta have some thick skin, not take the internet too serious.
Correct. Correct.
It's there's people that have gone undefeated, and you go on their final fight, and they're going like at it, going to war, blood dripping. They gotta stop the fight, and still like this guy's weak, this guy's blah blah blah. And they just have some of the meanest stuff to say. I'm like, man, you guys must get a lot of money to do this, or you must be lonely as shit.
Yeah.
I got
buddy,
a rule. Oh, go ahead.
So this podcast, you've been running it for a while now, right?
I got co-hosting, and so Jay, the gentleman behind the scenes, he runs the whole Yankee and the Brit.
Okay.
It's his channel. He's got multiple podcasts, and we're the hosts of this podcast. And then, buddy, you've been doing it, what, like a year longer than me?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, I joined a little bit after. There was a little swap out going, and I hopped on in, and yeah, we've been getting it.
No, I feel like it builds character for the fighters. I like what you guys are doing. Sure.
Thank you, bro.
And with that being said, like, what about the future for this? Do you guys ever feel like, or would you guys ever go to events and interview people in person, like maybe after the fights or before?
Oh,
you know, we kind of did that at last year's Super Bowl because so Buddy V is from Scrapyad, the Washington branch, and then Jay, our producer in the background, he's from Wisconsin. So they flew out to the Hot Box last year, and we kind of did something like that. And but it's kind of hard because we don't always have live streams every event, and then I might be at every event, but I'm reffing. You know, if I'm not reffing, I'm cornering. If I'm not cornering, you know, I'm doing something. You know what I mean? So as far as what you're talking about, Heart in the Fight, whenever they're doing live streams, somebody will be going in between fights doing that. You know, hey, you just got out the ring. You know, let me get a quick interview with you. How do you feel? What's your thoughts? You know, they handle that aspect. Whereas with us, we kind of focus on an intimate level, the fighter themselves. You know, hey, you were impressive. Let's give you your flowers. Let's talk about your background. You know.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And then at the Scrapyard, I've been working. I ended up getting a weekend job because bills, and we don't get paid for this, and so life. So I have a weekend. But before that, I was doing interviews on my YouTube channel, 253 Buddy V. Go check it out if you want. For like the first couple of years, yeah, I went in every single event. I had a question of the event, and some of them were real serious. Some of them were kind of funny and lighthearted, like on the holiday events, like or who would win in a fight, like the Grinch or Frosty the Snowman or Santa or something, and why, like just silly stuff. But sometimes, but I was doing that for a little bit. And it was fun, and then Heart in the Fight and the Yankee and the Brit evolved into something even bigger to where they were able to get to other branches, and I was like, shit. So absolutely. And before I was a host, I actually was on one of the few first handful of episodes that they had when they first started off. And I was like, oh shit. And then one day Jay reached out to me and it evolved from there. So that was pretty fun. And I really do enjoy it because I might not have ever been able to get to meet you in person maybe once out of the whole year, if that. But on this platform, I can talk to you, I can connect you. If I want to send you a message, I can, this and that. And it puts us in a position to where, you could blow up, you could come back and be like, holy fuck, look what I just did. Or you could come out with the best time of your life and, anything.
That's awesome. Yeah, it keeps evolving. And like you said, you're doing it for fun too. It's keeps you going.
Yes, I did at the OG yard. I had a whole bunch of questions. Thank you so much for that. Woo, that was a fun event. That was crazy. Grizzly, ooh, that's right. Who would win, Sasquatch or a grizzly bear, you guys? Real quick. Because I know, okay, I gotta be the bearer of bad news. In a minute, we're gonna have to wrap up the show, unfortunately, because we don't keep fighters too crazy. Because I know you got a life and, well, you're probably just starting it because it's evening, but,
Nope.
So yeah, who would win a fight, a Sasquatch or a grizzly bear?
I got the grizzly bear because he's always out. Sasquatch's hiding. He's always hiding.
Ooh. Hey, Ryan, you're wild, bro. You're wild.
Oh, right.
uh,
I'd say Sasquatch. Them boys be knocking trees down, boom, boom.
But he doesn't show up, man. Where is he?
I feel like the
True.
Sasquatch has the size advantage more in most cases, but then grizzly bears have the fight experience. They're fighting all the time. I got to go with the Joe Rogan answer.
That's a good ass point.
The bears are constantly man, have y'all seen the 20-30 minute videos of like these two bears scrapping behind a bear, behind a female bear, scrapping? I mean, up the rocks, down the rocks, in the river, out the river. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. I'll be in these
Jeez.
desert mountains looking for bears. Like, man, I hope a bear doesn't come out. Bro, you live in the desert. I don't care. I'm scared of these niggas.
One thing I wanted to
Right.
know about real quick before you guys go. One thing, my favorite part about Street Beefs is how people can show up with pretty much anything they want to wear. I've seen some really cool outfits. I think that's pretty awesome.
Is that a clue to the future? Are you
Hey,
hinting at something?
there's as a matter of fact, there's a guy on the OG yard that showed up with a whole suit and fun. Might have to show up with this.
That'd be
Hey,
dope.
it'd be fire, bro.
I think that's pretty cool, man. Like you say, it builds character and keeps things interesting.
Absolutely.
I think that's crazy. That's cool. Now I gotta drop some news. Now, obviously, we've talked on the show about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight and all that, and then Mike Tyson had to postpone it because he got hurt. But I guess it was just confirmed earlier today that Jake Paul is going to be fighting Mike Perry, possibly in a BKFC fight down in Florida. You guys think? What do you guys? Do you think it's another money grab, or do you think this one might actually go through because Mike Perry's active right now? And then
Man,
I'll stop. That's my question. That's my last one.
man, fuck Jake Paul, man. That dude's a clown. I don't take him seriously. I feel like all this is just for money, obviously. No, fuck that guy. That's all I gotta say, man. Like compared to all the real boxers out there, like this guy's just out there. It's just all show, really. But Mike Perry will mess that dude up.
Absolutely.
That's if Jake Paul isn't buying him out.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm gonna say.
This is probably just that money boost for BKFC right here. That's what that is. That money boost.
No shit. Bring it in, like, give me the money, boys.
Hey, for business, it's good. Like,
Yeah, it's a business deal.
Yeah.
Where both parties walk away, winning.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I never thought about how much they would have. Man, see. Damn. Anyway, well, Sam K, did you have any final questions for El Vampiro before we end up wrapping up the conversation with them?
Man, I think we ran through just about everything, man. Phenomenal conversation as always. If you want to give out any shout outs or plugins, now's the time.
No, yeah, a shout out to you guys, man. Thank you for having me. This is pretty cool. I've never done anything like this, so yeah, you guys are awesome. Keep up what you're doing, and we'll see you guys then.
Yes, sir.
Wait, do you have Instagram? Anything you want anyone to follow at? Any shout outs you want to give?
Oh no, that's all right.
No, all right. Well, thank you very much, man. It was a
Sir,
blast.
have you a
Hey,
good night, bro.
hey, take care, guys. Good night.
Damn, what a dope ass show. I had to look at the time. I was like, oh shit.
That's how it is, man. Every time, bro. We just get on the roll, get on the ball, and lose track of time.
But you still have a little bit more time to lose track of because you guys shouldn't be going anywhere yet.
Yep.
It's funny, yeah. Like I wouldn't even say we're influenced by '90s music as much as I would just say we're influenced by good music. I think we're very genre diverse. Like we're not really fixated on one particular era or genre of music. I think we just kind of and it shows in our music too that we kind of take the elements of whatever that we do enjoy and try to put it together some way or another. And I think that's true for all of our music.
Musically, would you call yourself polyamorous?
Polyamorous. I like that.
Oh, that's unique. I haven't heard that one.
We're gonna start using that, Jay, on all our files and stuff like that.
If I was y'all, not trying to be funny, I would probably make that the name of a song or an album.
That's good. I like that. It's kind of like
a cool idea. Album and every song is a different genre.
I'm putting that in our bio right now.
I have my moment. What's up, everybody? It's Jay from Yankee and the Brit bringing you some exciting news. King Palms and Yankee and the Brit are teaming up together to give you an amazing deal. Head over to kingpalm.com, use promo code KPYNB to save 20% off your entire order. That's right, 20% off your entire order just by using the promo code KPYNB. If you want to enhance your smoking
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
Now, we start with the Scrapyard with the Ripper. Now, this one I really like because it was a close match. In the first round, they're going at it, keep going, and this is a clear example to fight through. Because coming out for the first round, he made sure to keep going, lock something in. And I don't want to say anything, guillotine. And ended up coming out on top. And it was a killer fight. So you definitely want to check him out. The Ripper. So we move to the West Coast. And over here we got Businessman. And let me say, he stands on business. I was watching this fight. He had the MMA fight. And as soon as I saw he was at a 50-50 MMA, I was like, yeah, here comes a badass fight. And he came out and handled business. So I want to see some more of him because I think it was his first MMA fight I saw, but I think it'll something. So all I'm going to say is please give me some more. And, with the theme being these two fighters having first round finishes, we go to the OG yard where we got Falcon. Man, another first round killer. He came out swinging. And let me just say, I like the skill that he had, and I want to see something. I want to see him pushed. I want to see him go get somebody that's going to make him dig really deep because I want to see this beast come out, and I think he's got something even more in him, and I'm ready to see some more. So Falcon, please come back. And then from the Dirty South, Sleepy Jr. Now, what the heck? He came out, and he just had a nice overhand when he ended up getting this hit in. He's going at it. He's throwing his swings. You see him, and then all of a sudden he comes in, bam, and gets it nice. What I'm curious is if you get some more skill, you kind of tune up some of these things that you got. Oh, man, you're about to be a killer out here in the yard. So please, Sleepy Jr., let me see a little bit more. Those are my 4 fighters to watch. But we actually have one honorable mention for the Scrapyard, Jimmy Jabs. The reason he's an honorable mention is because, you hear us both say all the time on the show, anyone that gets in that cage is a fighter. They truly are a warrior. And this gentleman is like 87 pounds, barely 90. And he got in that cage and fought. And it's living proof that if you have it in your heart, you could go out and truly do whatever it is that you want. And you know what? Jimmy Jabs, go. Let me see some more. You go to a boxing gym because that was his first fight ever. Let me see you come back out, and I can't wait to see some improvement because you got the heart that's there. You got more heart than half the people I know that are even out in this world. So those are my 4 plus the honorable mention.
Yeah. Great picks, man. Great picks. And yeah, I agree with you with Jimmy Jabs, man, for sure. Lightest weight we've seen and one of the biggest hearts we've seen. Definitely want to see him come back.
But it's almost time. I think we need a little bit of
fire. Yeah, Somke and the Fire 5. Let's go. StreetBeefs OG Yard is where we're going to start things off. And you see it right here, the return of Lil Mac. Lil Mac versus Coach Bam Bam. This was a great boxing match right here, exhibition. And man, two skilled boxers, high fight IQ, both men. We see the slips, the counters, the off-angle shots, beautiful sportsmanship, just everything you want to see in a great match. Phenomenal matchup, fire fight, StreetBeefs OG Yard, Lil Mac versus Coach Bam Bam. Yeah, moving on. Gonna take you to StreetBeefs Scrapyard. Trying to look this match up. There's the title on the screen. This is between Lights Out versus Ludo. This is 4-ounce boxing right here. They have 4-ounce gloves, and these guys are boxing. This was tough. It was gritty, and it was a little dirty thanks to the 4-ounce boxing rules. Both men were game. Heavy shots being thrown by both, and both of them with the heart on the line, and just giving you a firefight. Comment who you thought won. StreetBeefs Scrapyard, Lights Out versus Ludo. Yeah, taking you to StreetBeefs West Coast. You see it. Broke Mark versus Alien. This was a great boxing match. Solid matchup. A surprise banger. Both of these guys, they came out banging straight out the gate, ready to fight. I believe this was the first match of the day. So they set the tone for the whole day. And these guys did not disappoint. A lot of back and forth, great exchanges, nonstop action, firefight. StreetBeefs West Coast versus Broke Mark versus the Alien. Yeah, taking you to StreetBeefs Dirty South. You've seen him on the show recently. We got Dennis the Menace versus Kamen Rider. This was a fire MMA match. These fighters were very scrappy from the very beginning, mixing up the kicks, switching it up to grappling early on. We got some great coaching. Got a beautiful reversal on the ground. Great execution. Shocking ending. Firefight. StreetBeefs Dirty South. Dennis the Menace versus Kamen Rider. And we're going to end things in StreetBeefs Scrapyard for the night. You see the title. If you're trying to look this up, it's on the screen. This fight is between Curie versus the Ripper. This was an MMA match as well, and this was a fun fight. These guys were pretty matched up evenly, and this is one of those cases where you can never judge a book by its cover. Solid strikes. We got a little bit of grappling, and we got a quick and sneaky finish at the end. StreetBeefs Scrapyard. Curie versus the Ripper. Somke and the Fire 5. Yeah.
straight fire as always. Hey.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, like I always say, man, these are some great fights, and if you've seen them already, the replay value is there. So watch them again. And if you haven't, hit that like button. And if you haven't, hit that subscribe button.
Show a little love, a little support, Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say, Somke? About that time?
It's about that time, bro. We had another great show, another great guest, another great conversation as always. But shoot, it's time to wrap it up, right? So first and foremost, I want to thank our guest tonight. Highly appreciate you, El Vampiro. If you guys haven't looked him up, go look his fights up. He's got 2 on the West Coast. He's got a 3rd fight coming out with him and El Coyote. And then he fights again this month against the Protestant. So he's a busy man, and he gets busy in the ring. Shout out to the people watching us on playback, people watching us live, the people in the comment section. We appreciate you. We do this for you all. Shout out to StreetBeefs, OG Yard, Scrapyard, West Coast, and the Dirty South. We do this for you all. Overtime Hustling Magazine, thank you. Heart in the Fight, thank you. Buddy V, thank you. Jay, thank you. And yeah, man, if y'all trying to catch me, same time, same place, every week. And yeah, thank y'all.
Shout out as well.
Well,
You know, check out the website, zoe-world.com. All I'm gonna say is tomorrow I got a fat ass photo shoot coming out. So when the summertime is on the 20th, you know to be expecting some dope ass stuff on the website, merchandise all over. You're gonna see it everywhere. And you never know, you might see some of your favorite fighters around on it. So
yeah,
keep your ass peeled. And yeah, check out Zoel_Buddy V if you want to go check out my Instagram. I'm staying up with the stories, the posts, everything else, and you know, gotta try to stay busy on that now. You know, finally now that I got it up. But with that being said, you know, thank you, Samke. You want to have
Yes,
the dynamic duo. Can't kill it without you. Bye. Jay, yeah, smooth, fun show. Had a great time. And you know how we always end it? In Jay's famous words: one world, one love, deuces.